why is it so hard to find a decent property manager today? Today I'm joined by the wonderful Clare Yates. Clare, talk to me about property managers. They get hassle from landlords, they get paid poorly, they get shouted at. They're like mushrooms, they're kept in the dark and fed shit, you know.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
So I've had the privilege of working with a big team of property managers and also delivering lots of training to property managers. And many of them, their heads are down, and we've lost a lot. We lost a lot during lockdown because not only was it locked down, but they were locked in. And all they took was grief from tenants, from contractors and from landlords.
Because that's all their job is, really, just to sort the crap out, isn't it?
Yeah. So I believe that one of the things that we should have if we're going to work is to be rewarded with at least the word thank you, and you've really made a difference. But lots of people think it's okay just to scream at property managers, and they don't get the thank yous. If we're in front of house and we're sales, we give ourselves a high five every time we...
Because we've got the numbers, we've got the board, look at us, right with pie charts.
So successful. But for property managers, they're fraught with, no, it's not a good day for us to come in. No, you can't come and do this. It's going to take at least a week to get that repaired.
Got hassle from the tenant. Oh.
Yeah, the landlord says, can you get me another 2 more estimates, because I still don't think I want to pay that kind of money. Can you go around and check on it again? So, and on top of all of that, somebody says, you know, I've brought in a new system for you to get used to, or we've decided to have an efficiency drive, and what we'd like you to do is see if you could get rent increases from your entire portfolio. Or what we'd like you to do is, and you can just see their heads going down because it's hard work.
Because they're spinning so many plates, you know, and again, people are leaving, so they're getting a portfolio of 100, 150, you know, I'm hearing some are getting over 150 properties. That's too many for one person.
It is. And then we'll bring in some new legislation or a new way of recording.
New CRM.
Yes. All of that lovely stuff. So talking to them, first of all, the most basics, respect for what they're doing. They are in charge, if it's a lettings business, of a huge portfolio representing so much revenue
and value
to that business. They are effectively handling your customers for life. And so their diplomacy, their ability to manage big projects should be recognised. Actually, in many cases, they're badly paid as well. I have quite often had a huge cheer at Property Mark conferences where I've said, I salute you to the property managers because their resilience is off the scale. Do check if they're happy. If they go, they will cost your business dearly, because normally landlords are very loyal to their property manager if they've done a good job, and they will find out where they've gone and they will take their business to them. So they are really important to the business.
I mean, there's an awful lot of them on minimum wage at the moment, isn't there?
Yeah. I don't understand who thought that was a really good idea, because to me, I would just look and say, this is a really hard way to earn not very much. And I could go and I could work in Tesco's and I could earn the same money and I'd feel a lot happier, and I'd probably get some extra vouchers and some discount. So what are we doing with our property managers? What support do we give them? What psychology training do we give them to deal with difficult people, to deal with a tenant that won't move out, to cope with it? And one of the things and I know I'm going sideways, but I'm just going to talk to you. Within Women in Estate Agency, we have a closed Facebook group, which is female only. But the rants from some of the property managers in there of the awful stuff they've had to deal with, right down to bed bugs and insect-infested underwear lying around. It's the sort of stuff that you just can't even imagine. So how much should they be earning to do this job? I personally think...
A lot more than minimum wage.
Yeah.
But if you look at all the adverts today, it's minimum wage and a little bit of a bonus, but you know, it's not.
The saddest thing for me is when they come in the training room, they see training as correction. And so there's an implication, because they're coming into the training room, that they've done something wrong. The relief when they realise that the first thing I'm going to say is, you're amazing and I'm going to help you to deal with difficult people, is immense. But to me, they shouldn't have got to that stage, nor should they think, well, if I've got training, that means... But that says how little training they've had.
Well, it's development, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. I reckon there's only about 9, 10 estate and letting agency trainers to cover 14,000 firms.
And this is actually about how to manage conflict most of the time. It's how to deal with the screaming tenant that says, I want this repair done now, or I'm going all over Twitter and Facebook, versus the landlord that doesn't want to put his hand in his pocket, versus the contractor that says, I don't really like your agency very much because you were difficult last time, so you're at the back of the list, you'll have to wait. And all of that, and each day you've got to go home, cook your kids' tea and sort stuff out. It's hard work. It's hard
Because the
work.
vast majority of property managers are female, aren't they?
Yes. There are some more men coming in, but one of the agencies I work with, the lads, they hadn't even left home. They weren't paying rent. They didn't really understand what living in a mouldy property would be like. They don't really understand how it feels when you're paying more than some people's mortgage and then being told you'll have to wait for your boiler to be repaired. And property managers have to have those difficult conversations with people all of the time.
It is a godforsaken job.
It is. I wouldn't do it full time. I tried it. I mean, I had a very interesting experience with a landlord and a tenant where the tenant had actually changed all the carpets and the bathroom and the fireplace. And that was quite interesting to handle that from a property management perspective. But I just would like some recognition for how important their job is, and for other businesses to realise that if they're not saying anything to you, they may well be already looking at their CV and saying, should I stay in this industry and go somewhere where I'm appreciated, or should I leave altogether? And we've lost too many.
Yes, I think there's a report that Ian Preston did, and if you look at the average wage of a property manager negotiator 10 years ago versus minimum wage, there was about a 40% gap, and now the gap is probably about 5 or 10%. So what's happened is salaries have gone up, but the minimum wage has gone up, and yeah, it's a killer.
Yeah. So
we salute you.
Yeah, absolutely. We do salute you. So this is a shout out and say that absolutely for you as a business, if you have a team of property managers, check they're okay, please. Really important.
And don't just shout at them and say, no, you're right.
Don't just shout at them and say,
Don't.
she's not said anything to me.
And on that note, thank you for your time today.
You're welcome.